Hi everybody, it's May from Black Mountain Faith, and tonight I am going to do a little bit of a walkthrough of what I've got so far in the Just Jesus in a Pen notebook, and then show you how to cover the notebook and make a simple Dutch door. If that sounds interesting, please stay tuned. Okay, friends, so I've been giving away PDFs as soon as I've been making them. And I made these last week. I just printed it on glossy sticker paper and then put clear laminate over top of it. So that way if I spill my coffee, because it's always near me, that I could wipe it off, and the back cover is the same. So I will have these two images for you, the front and the back cover, in the Facebook group as a freebie. So I covered the covers and I just put an image in my stash in the front and back inside cover. This would be great to use at pattern paper. This PDF, it says Just Jesus in a Pen. The plain notebook is where the study lives. The completed Bible entry is where the study is remembered. That's very true for me. That's why I wanted this page right here. I like to do lots and lots of notes in here, and then I use these notes to make my pretty Bible entry, but that's where I'm remembering where I did my study, if that makes any sense. So I did share previously the 2-page spread for July, okay? And I will get the August one updated by the end of next week. I've already done my reading so far for Nahum. That was supposed to have done by Saturday. It's already done. I've got my notes. I just need to transcribe them in here. I've already done Joel, and I need to transcribe his notes too. And we're going to look at what I've done for Jonah so far tonight. So I did a simple Dutch door. These were put into the Facebook group last week. I did intentionally leave white space for the 2-page spread because I don't know about you, but I don't want to use an X-Acto knife every single page. I'm just not about that. So I put, since I'm doing Jonah, I wrote in Sharpie Jonah 1:7 here on the bookshelf. And then inside here is the simple Dutch door I created. It's just very, very simple. I use stickers that I created in Canva. And it's just basically the reading tracker of what I'm wanting to work for in this book. Doesn't mean it has to be done in July. It just needs to be done before we get to the end of this book. And if we run out of room, then that's fine. I'll reprint where I'm at, and it'll go in a Dutch door in the new notebook. So when you turn the Dutch door over, open, that's where I have room to write more scripture verses on the bookshelves. So this is kind of like a video spread for me of ideas and studies I could do on camera. But this is where I got into my Jonah notes. So I just used these ATC cards. They're a little bit bigger than that. It's basically a white journaling card made out of cardstock. I put in Jonah and his basic information. I said that he's the reluctant prophet. Characteristics and themes from the story is disobedience, deliverance, mercy, and compassion. It's basically only 4 chapters, some important background. And these right here do not correspond to the chapter numbers. These are the first notes I took. So this is Jonah chapter 1, verses 1 through 3. And then over here is Jonah chapter 1, verses 4 through 16. Main themes and takeaway I put in different color notes. It continues onto this page. I just like being able to fill it completely up. So this is where I finished the summary for the 4 chapters in Jonah. Not touching on the themes or connections to Jesus, just the actual summary from the book of Jonah. So that got me wondering, what do I want the Jonah Men of the Bible card to look like? And so I kind of, designed it already. I'm knocking over my cutting mat. So I just have a visual reminder in here because I told you this is also where I house my design notes. I want to start doing tip-ins for all the men and women of the Bible. Some of the images for the women, January through March, were sourced images from other designers. They will be updated on the tip-ins and the previous editions, but April through the current editions, all my artwork, all the men are my artwork. I just want the 3 months worth of women to reflect my it's a very minor change Trust me, you really won't notice it. It's just they're updated a little. They still have, Eve still has the apples. She still very much looks like the Eve in the picture. So does Mary. There's just some differences. So that's where I finished my summary notes. But then I wanted to talk about the main themes from Jonah. Do not pick on my artwork. I told you guys I cannot draw. So I wanted to, write notes in about mercy, because that's one of the main themes of Jonah. And so is compassion. That's a boat, in case you can't tell. I really can't draw. So then I finished up my compassion notes, and here is the mercy and compassion together. And then this Bible journaling PDF that I created, it's going to be listed very soon. You print it out on either your own sticker paper, clear sticker paper, regular paper, use a glue stick, however you want to do it. This is great for one, two, at least two, if not four, Bible journaling entries in the book of Jonah. I think like one for each chapter. That's probably the way I'm going to do it. So I just shrunk down that image here so that I could have like a visual reminder of what I did for like the themes of Jonah. Because see, the Jonah summary will go in my spiral Bible with the ultra realistic, clip art like we see with the men and women of the Bible. And then when I'm talking about the themes in the Bible journaling entry, it'd be like this artwork for just like the themes and the takeaway for the section I read or for the entire book. And I even turned them into a 2-page, physical sticker sheets for those who don't want to do the digital, but they'll all be listed very soon. So that's where I've ended up. And like I said, I've got all my notes typed out. I use voice to type for all my notes. So now I just gotta let it go back across the screen and type in write in my notes for Joel and for Nahum. So I wanted to give you an update of, you may not have seen me for a week, but I've been like really hot and heavy in here and really excited. So I know you guys are like, how do you put the covers on if you've already got them on? Well, we're gonna do that with another notebook I need to set up. It's about my little faithful friends. So let's go ahead and get out my cutting mat. And I'm going to do it here on the little half-size notebook. You can get these in packs of 10 at Walmart. You can't buy them individually, but you can get them in little packs of 10. And I believe it's $4.97. So I had briefly talked about the Faithful Friends last week. It's a new snail mail that's coming. And these are the covers. And as you can see, they're shiny. I just printed them out on glossy sticker paper and put clear laminate over it. And we're going to do the front and back cover. And then I have these, I think these are going to end up going edge to edge, and I'm not really excited about that. But this is going to be a 2-page spread with the little Dutch door in the center. I'm going to have to cut these down a little bit because they're taller than my book on purpose, because I didn't want to have to cut too much. You know what I mean? It'll make more sense when we get in there to do it. But this is going to be like the center of the Dutch door. Now, the welcome edition is going to be the one that you get when you sign up, and it can only be purchased when you sign up for the snail mail. So let's say the snail mail for With a Faithful Friend starts, let's say in September, but you don't sign up until December. That's the issue you get, is the welcome edition in September, because you signed up then. It is like an overview to how Faithful Friends works, and it's got a little message from me about why I created it. And then every month thereafter, you get the current edition. So there will always be standalones of the previous editions, except the welcome edition, that, you can purchase in case you don't come in for another year. But I've got like a lot of the little friends already created. They have, some different little locations. I know how I want all the little locations, like the woods, the mountains, the farm, the garden in the backyard, and the house. So we have animals that live in each of the areas, how they all tie together and become faithful friends. And then my 5 verses for the welcome edition. This comes with, I can't remember, it's 4 or 5 sticker sheets. And it's 5 sticker sheets. And then a little stapled booklet and a possible die cut. And the welcome edition, I believe, is going to come with a bookmark. It's just, it's really cute. So this is going to work the same way, even though the notebook is smaller, okay? So basically, you're just going to have to make sure that you don't want to rip your hair out, Because I know I get to that point where I'm like, Urgh. You just line it up to that, and you just press it down, okay? So the easiest thing to do, once you do that, is just going to open up your booklet. Going to get an X-Acto knife. And my X-Acto knife is ticking me off because it's getting dull. So what we're going to do is we're going to chip off that first thing right there. Okay. Put this into my little trash can right there. So now I got me a fresh blade, nice and sharp. So what you're going to want to do is get your ruler. So you know you're not cutting your notebook, because believe it or not, this is the second time I'm filming it. I cut right through the cover last time. Yes, I did. So now I know, do not butt up my full page images all the way up to the cover, to the seam, because that was a nightmare. As you can see, I hit the cover. It'd be all right. All right, so let's pull this little bugger off. Okay. What I do is I do both long sides first, and then I go and trim around the corner and the short side. Okay, but I cannot see with these lights, and like makes all the white reflective. Alright, I think I got it right. We'll know in a second. You don't have to push too hard. The reason I am is because I have paresthesia, so my hands don't work so good. So I gotta kind of work with however my hands want to work. So the first thing I do is I just literally go like this. Whoops. And then I just follow the notebook down. I don't use the ruler on this side because it's kind of like I can never see it even when I'm not on camera. And then just right there. So let's see how that came out. There's my front cover, friends. See? And I will be honest with you, these little notebooks, it's not the way I cut. They all just do not seem to line up. I mean, they've got some issues. They all do. If it really bothers me, I might take a paint pen, you know, and just like do my edges. But it's a notebook for me to be designing back in copies and stuff in, so I'm not going to really worry about it. Alright, so let me get my trash over here together and put on the back cover, same way. So you get a second example. Alright, this should be a down and dirty, easy peasy little video. Say that, but we ain't did the Dutch door yet, so we'll see. Okay, am I gonna put this upside down? Yeah, I am. y'all gotta watch me. Alright, so I'm just gonna get my little beaver, because that's what she is. She a beaver. Nope. Yeah, I got my beaver twice on here. Look, Sarah the beaver twice. It'd be alright. Yeah, it will. It's funny. I should have caught that, but I didn't. Real life, people. Real life. Okay. Like I said, I make mistakes all the time. I'm going to see if I can do it without the ruler. Might be 10 times easier. Might be an epic fail. Who knows? Looks like it's going to be an epic fail. But I'm going to keep on going because we've already committed to it. There we go. And it's just for me anyway. Yeah, you can cut right through these little covers quick, y'all. You gotta be careful. Okay. Normally I don't do the shorty side first, but you know. Alright, here we go. Got that one. Nice. This is gonna be a jerk. I can already see that. Alrighty. There we go. And that should be on. Probably gonna be a little crooked because I could hear me cutting my cover. Yeah. See how it's a little crooked right here? You can see the pages. But it will be alright. I'm okay with it. I absolutely am. I think that's adorable. So what I'm going to do on the inside here, because I had screwed the pooch earlier. Now there is something that goes on with these little notebooks that is driving me nuts, but there's nothing to be done. You see like where they like cut them weird? Both packs I have is like that. And then like the little strings hang. There ain't nothing you can do about that, my friends. Unless you want to have some black tape or something around it. I don't know. But I was doing this a few minutes ago and I only gave myself X amount of pages on the inside. And I was like, that is not going to be enough. So I have these in my stash. And I think these are going to be really cool. These are just from Hobby Lobby. They're trees. And I don't really have a use for them. I don't even know why I purchased them so long ago. Lord only knows what kind of project I was going to be doing with them. But since I can't remember. And these are like little woodland and mountain and all kinds of little guys. And I live in the Appalachian Mountains. We're just going to do this. Yes, we are. So we're going to pull this off. And I'm just going to start my notes. Because there's so many pages. I'm just going to start my notes on the front page here. probably with a couple of stickers. And then I'll get to my Dutch door spread. So, I'm just gonna go, I don't want that to touch. Maybe I should put that there so it don't touch. There we go. Let's get this ruler. I don't want to get too close to that seam because it gets weird. It gets weird, my friends. You gotta be real careful cutting that booger, because like I said, you will cut right through that cover, because I sure did. Alright, so that's fine with me. Alright, so I'm gonna do the same thing on the back page too, I believe. Yeah, let's do it. Need that. Alright. I know what you're thinking, why wouldn't you just let it fall? It's not gonna shut your book right. It's gonna start getting weird on you. And nobody wants that. Okay. So I think I'm gonna go and just make this one flat to the edge. Let me get these scissors out. A little tiny scissors. Come back just a hair, my friend, just a hair. That works for me. Alright, so we could make that go, well, we go flush to the page with it. How about that? I could do that. Yeah, I can do it. Go ahead and do this. I mean, why waste them? I'm going to use all 3 strips. Should be able to. Okay. So that little spindly piece is gone. Probably need to trim just a little bit better. And yeah, got a piece of clear hanging off here. I can't get to it. Where is it? I know it's there. I can feel it. There we go. Okay. Let's get these little pieces over here on my trash pile. Alright. So. Yeah. I don't think we can do that one. Whoop. That's that clear piece. I knew I felt it. Let's go back over here. Okay. Now, let's see about how far we need to go. Let's cut this booger leg right there. Works for me. Let's pull this booger off. Come on, get off the sheet. It's been in my stash so long they don't want to play nice, y'all. No, they don't. Okay, and then we'll just cut his edge. Actually round his little edge and cut him off. There we go. He's good. Use some use. Alright. So my front page done. Let's finish up his bag. I'm gonna cut him like probably about right there. And maybe a little bit of that bigger one. Well, no. Okay. We'll make him kind of. It's gonna look a little weird there, friends, but it'll be alright. I'll put a friend over top of that later. I think I won't. Or will I? Will I fix the tree right now? Will I fix the tree right now? See if I can. If I can't, I'll put a sticker over it later. Pretty close to fixed to me. That works. Alright, so what I'm going to do now is show you guys how I do my Dutch doors. They're not perfect. I'm not one of those girls on YouTube that does this stuff all the time. I just like the idea of it. I'm going to try to pull it off. And if it doesn't come off perfectly, I'm okay with it. So, I have like this full page sticker right here. Yeah, I do. And I've got this full page sticker. Yup. Okay. So let's go ahead and get him on. Might have to stand up to place this one. Probably will. Come on. Get off. And like I said, these for the Dutch doors and stuff, I use removable sticker paper. Now, of course, I don't want to be removing this big old sticker though. I ain't gonna lie to you. Oh, I waited too late in the day with my hands to film a video. Yes, I did. So normally I could rip these boogers right off. It's alright, we're gonna rip it off right now. There we go. Alright, let me stand up. Roll my chair back. Get it to where I can see. I do not want to go in the seam because, like I said, it'll be a pain in the butt. And you will not be happy. Trust me. Okay, so all I gotta really do is like trim the little edges here, as you can see. I'm okay with that. Trim it a little extra, make sure it's off. And a little extra, and it is off. Okay, while I am standing up, I'm okay with that. See how much I trimmed? Yeah, so bad. But I want about this many sheets. That's a lot of sheets. That's good. Maybe a little bit more. There we go. Now I want this backside image. The other part of the spread. See y'all? See what I mean? I just rip them off usually. Okay. So, like I said, I don't want it too close to the edge, but I want it pretty close. Okay. Let's see how much we have to trim. You have to trim a generous more amount than on the other side. So that means I either laid it down better or I laid it down worse. One or the other, right? There we go. That was done. So I'm okay with that. Alright, so now I shouldn't need to stand up anymore. And that's got a glare on it. Sorry about that, friends. Okay. So we're gonna put these guys on the back side here. Okay. There we go. Just gonna lay her down. Just like, I'm not gonna trim yet. Okay. I'm gonna lay this guy down. Because you gotta remember, you're gonna have like probably an unevenness to it because of the bump. Nope, that's way too far over. Okay. See, I kind of want to stay even to the edge of that sticker that I can see right there off the top of the page. So that way I didn't know that I didn't go over so far. Okay. I think I can make that work with, what you call it? With like a bone folder. I got a old squeegee here. Let's use that. What we need to really do is squeegee this guy down. That's what I need to squeegee down. So basically all I do is I take my ruler and then you can see part of the sticker right there, right? Try to get all my pages laying flush. And I got something on my finger. Sticker paper. Try to get it flush. And I try not to go too hard, just light passes until it comes all apart, you know? Just light passes. Don't move your ruler, you know? Because then you'll never get it lined back up. So just like kind of move your sheets as you need to, right? So you can see we cut part of the sticker paper off the front cover, right? So let's see how that worked out. Alright, so what I'm probably want to do, because when it's folded, you see the pages like hanging out. I don't like that. That's what. Y'all see that? Alright. Need to get this better. I think if I go maybe like that. It's kind of skinny that I'm trying to cut. Just trying to even them up, but I don't know if I'll be able to, because I kind of jacked it up, but it'd be all right for what I'm wanting to use it for. This is not a system I would use for producing products. I have a master paper cutter out in the building, and that's what I use when I'm wanting to cut flush. It looks good from the back, looks a little jacked from the front, but it'd be all right. So I just gotta trim my guys over here even. I'm trying to make it act right. You see, it's like right in that seam. All right, let's see how that did. So yeah, we got it pretty even. I don't like how that's bowed up right there, so I'm just gonna snip it. It'd be all right. So that's how I make it. Oh my gosh, my exacto knife chimmeled that to pieces. Yes, it did. Chimmel. So when I'm in a situation like this where I've made it like kind of butchered it, I just take my blending tool with some ink and I just ink around my pages and it makes it look good. But that's how you do it in a nutshell, and you probably could find a lot better videos on YouTube than what I just did, because trust me, I kind of screwed the pooch a little bit on it, but it works exactly for my purposes. I'll be able to start my notes here and then continue them for the welcome edition in the first little Dutch door here. And then I could put the little woodland scene again for the mountain, for the wood friends that lives like in the forest. And then like, you know, another spread back here, probably full-size pages of that edition's artwork, and then in the verses that I chose for it. Then we can go to the mountain friends, little farm friends, and all the editions after the welcome edition. So that is how you would do like your covers and your Dutch door. Yeah, so I can already see I've got that poor thing to pieces. No, this is okay. See what I said, that they're not perfectly lined up. They just aren't. And like, if you're gonna make your own covers in Canva, I would highly suggest that you measure your book, the book you're covering at the time, because they are not all exactly, I believe it says it was 4.88 by 7.5, and trust me, they're not all exactly that size. Especially since you want to like measure from this spine area, because you don't want to cover that up. It doesn't always come out to be what it says, and you can tell it's glued a little funky. Like, look, before we even put in this stuff, like, you can see how it's chopped, you know what I mean? So, but it works perfect, and I can tell if I can just hold it down for like maybe a day with a book here, it will line up to the very edge. But like, if you let go of it, you can see like the edges. I don't know that that would bother me, because this is gonna be on my desk and it's just a design booklet. But yeah, I figured I would show y'all this and let y'all know that the covers for Just Jesus and a Pen is in Facebook, and let you guys know of what I've been up to. So I will see you in the next video. Bye.